Metalanguage refers to language about language. It's like metacognition, which is thinking about thinking, or metadata, which is the data we use to describe data. In classrooms, metalanguage involves talking about language and how it functions. Simply using specialist terms, the technical or specific language of a subject, is not metalanguage. It's just another form of language. Metalanguage, when teaching fractions in primary maths, for example, could include explaining how the line between a numerator and denominator means out of. When talking about 3/4, students need to understand that this means 3 out of 4. A picture or visual representation using something like a pizza could reinforce their understanding that a fraction is part of a whole. Or in geography, we can unpack the key to a map to help students better access the information represented symbolically and visually. In a secondary music lesson, a teacher might introduce the term crescendo and tell students it means the music gets louder. But just defining the term doesn't make it metalanguage. To enhance metalanguage, the teacher could explore why the Italian form of the word is used as a convention in music, or unpack how and when it's appropriate to use the abbreviation or symbol in sheet music. That's metalanguage. That's language about the language. As another example, if we're teaching anatomy in science or physical education and we're talking about the biceps and triceps in the arm, we might ask students about the stems of those words, bi and tri, and what other words they know that start with bi and tri, which can help them to picture and remember that the biceps has 2 heads to the muscle and triceps 3. It's about helping students to understand how language functions to convey meaning, to convey emotion or objectivity, for example, so that they have better control over language when communicating their own understanding. It's also important to remember metalanguage relates to not just written or spoken language, but also images and symbols. When teaching visual literacy techniques, we can help students to understand how visual elements create meaning by unpacking the symbolic meaning of particular images. For example, a white dove in an image could be a representation of peace. We may look at the composition and discuss whether an image is balanced or unbalanced and how this contributes to the intended meaning. So metalanguage requires us to be mindful of when we're simply using language and when we can take advantage of opportunities to look at how language itself functions, how it works.